My name is Dr. Switzer, and today we will talk about argumentative writing. This writing allows an individual to conduct an independent investigation of a topic to present one or more sides of an issue. Why use argumentative writing? 1, to get your point across. 2, to get others to believe in what has been said, or to convince the reader of the point of view being presented. What a student learns from writing an argumentative essay. You have research skills. Once you pick a topic, you're going to have to do research for your topic to convince people of your position. The next is logic and rhetoric. You got to learn to outline and research and analyze information. You'll have writing skills. You got to master the importance of structuring a paper and staying on topic. Also, anticipating objections. You're going to have to learn to anticipate what others may object to the position that you're writing about. You'll develop some critical thinking skills, understand potential weaknesses of the position, what an argumentative essay is and what it is not. It is writing where you get to give your opinion on an issue. It is not writing where you get to go into an emotional rant. It is writing where you get to present facts that support your opinion. It is not writing where you just spout your opinions and expect others to simply accept them. It is writing where you do have to give the opposing side's arguments too. It is not a piece of writing where you can just dismiss the opposing side with personal insults and attacks. Argumentative writing uses evidence and facts to prove whether or not a thesis is true. It also presents two sides of a single issue. It covers the most important argument for or against an issue. It makes assertions based on actual evidence. It makes counterclaims that the author counteracts the opposing idea. And it is logic-based that convinces audience through merit of rationality of the claim and evidence offered. Next, we will discuss elements of an argument. The first element is claim. The second is where you cite your evidence, and the evidence will be relevant and verifiable. The third is explanation of how the evidence supports the claim. You'll have common sense rules, laws, principles, and research where you'll use at this point, as well as well-considered definitions. The fourth element is qualifications and counter arguments. You're going to acknowledge differing claims or sides of your topic. Now let's look at thesis versus claim. A thesis is a sentence that focuses on the ideas for the paper. All right. It also is an argument or viewpoint formed into a sentence that gives the reader the main idea, where a claim is simply an argument. Let's decide of these 6 items listed below, which is a claim and which is a thesis. Number 1 is the most important sentence in your paper. 2 is an assertion. 3 answers the question, what am I trying to prove? 4 brings focus to the entire essay. 5 lets the reader know the main idea of the paper. And 6 is not a factual statement or an announcement of purpose, but a claim that has to be proven throughout the paper. So, number 1 is going to go with thesis. 2 would be a claim because it's an assertion. 3 answers the question, what am I trying to prove? That's a thesis. 4 also goes with thesis. 5 lets the reader know the main idea of the paper, thesis. And 6 has the word right in it. It's not factual statement or an announcement of purposes, but a claim. Therefore, it is a claim. We have 3 sentences. Let's read them and then determine which is a thesis statement. Number 1, Parents, often too busy to watch television shows with their families, can monitor their children's viewing habits with the aid of the V-chip. Number 2, to help parents monitor their children's viewing habits, the V-chip should be a required feature for television sets sold in the United States. Number 3, this paper will describe a V-chip and examine the uses of the V-chip in American-made television sets. Take a moment and select your statement. If you selected number 3, that is correct, because it lays it out. This paper will do what? Describe a V-chip, and it's going to examine the use of V-chip in American-made television sets. An example of a claim is what some people refer to as global warming is nothing more than normal long-term cycles of climate change. When conducting your research, while writing your argumentative paper, you need to look for strong evidence, evidence that's unified, specific, accurate, adequate, relevant, and has representative. It needs to come from a strong source. Appropriate evidence can be found in current events, whether they be local, city, state, national, or global. Historical events can be found in literature and other academic texts, analogies and hypotheticals, personal antecedents, if appropriate to the prompt. You will also have to provide the why, your justification of the data that you used in your claims, making relevant in-depth understanding of the text. Also, including a counter-argument will strengthen your paper. By acknowledging that there is another side, you can strengthen your argument, but be careful not to argue for the opposing side as you write. When writing your conclusion, think of these questions. Have I ended the discussion of the logical argument? Have I restated my claim? Have I summarized the main points of the argument? All valid questions for a conclusion. How to organize and structure your writing. First, we have our introduction. You can use a hook, fact, or opinion in the introduction, or a statement stating the main points of each essay. You have your body. Each paragraph is based on solid reason to back the opinion. Remember to anticipate opposing views, and one paragraph should be used to discuss opposing viewpoints and counter-arguments of the topic. And to help elaborate each argument, remember to use examples, real-life examples, statistics, or research. How to organize and structure your writing. We're going to continue with the body of the paragraph. You can give a scenario in the body of your essay. You could do this especially if you want the reader to see a different point of view. You could also use cues for the reader, such as suppose if, what if, or imagine. When concluding your essay, end with summarizing the most important details of the argument, stating once again what the writer is for or against, restate your opinion, or summarize main points of your argument. You could use a closing with a question, let the reader make their own prediction or conclusion, closing with a recommendation that stresses or recommends the action you want the reader to take. Let's practice. Your principal has decided to choose a new mascot for your school. What should the mascot be? Write a short argument for the mascot. Let's look at the sample. We have a claim. A miner would be a good mascot selection for our school. The evidence, mascots should be strong or tough and represent the area. They should be something people would be proud to be. The explanation, our area has mining as one of its primary industries, so the choice would represent our area. In addition, minors need to be tough because they do strenuous work and dangerous work. They work hard to fill a need for people everywhere. That's something to be proud of. Notice how they took the claim, provided some evidence, and then the explanation is much stronger than, hey, we should have a minor to be a good math. This concludes our lesson today. Hopefully the next argumentative essay you write will be stronger